Audiobook script version. Style calm, thoughtful, male voice. Tempo medium slow. Mood reflective, slightly ironic. The doctor-accoucheur part. That day was accurate as the same as the other. I had to meet with my old friend. It was a good idea, because the last meeting was, well, when was it? Maybe 2.5 years ago. Following that fact, it is logical that I was waiting for 2 days impatiently. 2 days, 1 day, 5 hours. I dressed up, did perfume, took my best shoes from the last month conference, and drove to the cafe. 12:30 p.m., I said to myself, where is he? It was summer, July the 7th, Friday. The weather was pretty, the sun shined, the street wasn't loud, students were at the university taking their tests and marks. I looked around, but there wasn't my friend. I waited 15 minutes and already wanted to leave the place. But suddenly, I heard his voice. "Oh, my dear friend," he said. "How are you? I'm sorry for being late. I travelled by new train and suddenly, puff, it broke." "Oh, it is? An interesting story. Well, I'm good, and how about you?" "Huh, you call it an interesting story? Take the dessert and your coffee. I'll tell you the long history of one doctor." "Ah, my friend, I thought you're not a doctor but a scientist. I finished the biological university, it's true, but hey, there is the medicine course at the last year." "Really?" "Take the argue." "And what did you learn?" "The basic methods of treatment." "Well, now you'll take the boiled water with lemon to your patient." "Ha, ha, ha. Your humour is at the first step of easy flu." "Well, what else? What else?" "Yes. How do you think, my dear friend, who is the best doctor in the history?" "Doctor? Yes, in the history." "Exactly. Hippocrates. Brilliant. My friend, your secret is at the first step of school." "Okay, another question. Who is the famous doctor in the history?" "Hippocrates." "And what?" "He helped me with the gesticulating." "Who?" "Avicenna." "Good work. Now prepare. Who is the first doctor in the history?" I stayed thinking, then I looked at my friend. He opened his eyes and smiled. "Hippocrates." "Ha! Again yours Hippocrates. Then who? How do you think?" "I do not know. I know only about Hippocrates, Avicenna and Vesalius. Again yours Hippocrates. Hippocrates. Hippocrates." Standing from the table, I said, "Don't want to make argue with you, my dear friend. I didn't see you for a long time, and here you start this." Well, 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 my friend told so fast and took me into my chair. "I want to tell you, well, and I'll tell you about one person named Merith Ptak. I promise you'll be involved by it and her inventing." "Her?" I was surprised. "Yes, it is she, and her story was so interesting and cautionary. I thought for a long time about her, even when I said goodbye to my friend, and there was an evening, I had a dream about her. The facts mixed with fantastic. Tak, or how we prefer to name her, Peseshet, became a doctor by an accident. Accident which could happen with every builder when he worked on the building place. It was horrible to watch the scene and hear the screams. Imagine the ancient Egypt, but not with that giant hoops pyramid, but near 2700, 26 and 50 years before the birth of our Saviour as well as their enemy. In this time wasn't the famous Nefertiti's face or Tutankhamun's mask yet, but the all Egypt already was united by man's Bakoina. Maize respected the priests, sacrificed many gold and wheats for their temples, and involved by the magic. Of course, we understand the medicine as magic. And the simple people and plebeian respected their wisdom. The priests told the people the basic things, mythology and life's laws. In general, it came into 300 to 400 words, or 25 sentences. And that was enough for the first people of the first civilization in Africa, the continent. Didn't build a pyramid for himself, but the next pharaoh looked at the sun's rays, thought, "Our god is Ra. His symbol is a sun. The symbol of the sun is a ray. Well, how do I can to come into his boat if there no support? I must help my gods to fight with Apop the snake, and my people must help me to build something like the sun rays." He went to his priests. They said that is the great idea, and meanwhile thought with anger, how didn't we create a such good offer? Then the pharaoh called the best architects, mathematics and sciences. "But, your majesty," They worried. What happened? The pharaoh said calmly, but nobody dared to stand one step forward. What's the matter? The pharaoh continued. Don't be afraid, I will not punish you. I dare to suppose that it will be difficult, one of them said. Of course, Pharaoh, of course it can be difficult. And what did you think about? All the life is difficult, every man is difficult. But does it bother me, the god's son, to help them to fight with Apop the demon? Oh, no, no, your majesty, all your people, every man is ready to help you. But it can take many years. One mathematic answered. How many? Following to our counting, nearly 25 years. I'm ready to bring this sacrifice. If I die before the end, my son will continue this craft. The architects and other men of science bowed and went to the building place. They started their work. They started their work. It already was 10 years of creating, and now, as we said, in 2700 BC, it took a birth of our character. Let us say a few words about her parents. It was important in the ancient world. However, we know nothing about her mother, but let me think that she was a kind and pretty woman with big eyes and a warm heart. We do not know her name, but we can give her a name like Almond Flower because of her big almond eyes, and because she loved to pick the flowers. Her father, about whom we know a little bit more, was one of those mathematics whom we could see in the pharaoh's palace. He loved his wife so much. Just look at these saved poems which he wrote to Almond Flower. My father gives me beer, my mother gives me wine, but your milk is the best. I am hungry, my son gives me meat, my daughter gives me bread, but your almond is the tastiest. She read it and cried of happiness. She walked to the writer and asked him to write an answer. She offered some wheat or beer, but when the writer looked at this letter, he did his work for free. Her answer: I need the clothes. My father gives me a dress. My mother gives me sandals, but to be naked is the best. Who takes me home? My granddad's value is a palace. My grandmama cares about house. But your oasis is the sweetest. The wedding should be soon. The neighbors were happy. Their friends were glad. But the groom and his bride were at the seventh sky from happiness. The wedding's guests helped them to build a new house, sent them congratulation cards, which, how pity, did not save to our days. It came 1 year when Almond Flower gave birth. The young mother and father, remember that they were only 15 and 18 years old, were glad to have a daughter. They called her Peseshet. Mother was feeding her child for 3 years. You could hear one of their conversations. Dear Ehnatoth, his wife said, do you really not want to make me a present? My darling, I know how you suffered when you were pregnant. I felt it myself. May we stop at 1 child? Oh, dear Ehnatoth, how can you say these things? My flower, I'm afraid to lose you. I heard your screaming when it came and my heart was crushing. Because of my screams? No, because of my inability to help. But I thought that our daughter could marry with her little brother. It would be good, my sister, to follow our gods, but if you, she took a breath, maybe you're right. Well, it's already night, and you must go to work. My almond flower, you know it is the best time to build a giant monument. Yes, yes, I know. The giant monument, the grandiose project. Remember my love to you. Oh, I will. Here, she took his coat. You can catch cold. And here is your food. Thank you, my Aurora, the star. They hugged. Father went to his work. The baby was already awake. 3. Ehnatoth came to his job in good humor. One of his co-workers let us call him by a Greek name, because there were 2 people named Ramos, whose name meant the sun's birth, was in bad humor. When Heliodor met Ehnatoth, he softly shook his head and smiled. What's the matter? Ehnatoth asked. Oh, dear friend, how many edges does a rectangle have? Edges, huh? 12, and faces. 6, and sides. Heliodor, why do you ask it? Did you forget mathematics? Oh, I remember it as well as my 5 fingers. Then what happened? One of our colleagues wrote that faces are 12, sides are 12, and edges are 6. It is nonsense. He became so angry that he almost started shouting. Easy, easy. Calm down. We can take another papyrus. You can say it easily, fluently, because his name also associates with the sun. Every worker is laughing at me. So, did he drink wine? I think he drank so much wine that even Tefnut would be jealous. And how about food? Did he eat? Oh, my friend, it is clear. And you say it is easy to share the same name with, he waved his hand. At that moment, one of the mathematicians came to the building place. Ehnatoth and Heliodor stood focused on their work. Ehnatoth! Heliodor! What happened, Tutmos? There is one young student who has finished his studies. He wants to try our work. I say that he must pass the test, and only with a good mark and understanding of the materials he may begin to work with us. And? What and? What do you want to say in your story? At what happened with me, you see. And where is this student now? I don't mind, but I guess he's somewhere on the steps of the temple because he started to cry and used to say, "Why do I pray so much to my gods? Why you didn't hear me? Oh, Toth." Poor boy. I think that if some teachers ask him their questions, we could take him for a practice. I don't think it is a bad idea. Somebody must say this to him. Who? You don't want to say him? He wouldn't listen to me. Heliodor, can you say this? I will have another 20 minutes for a break. Well, I can help you. Oh, you'll make offer for me. Let's leave them in their own places and look at the next scene. What did in the same time our almond flower? She fed her little daughter, played with a little kitty which hided under the chair, and started to sew. And then she heard the knock. "Come in," she said. One man came into the house and said that her friend got sick and she asked for help. Which exactly my friend? Which exactly? Yes. That who lives near the river on the end of this street. I ask his name. 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 What do you think about, woman? They asked me to send this message to you, so I did. We always say our names. Almond Flower already lost her patience, and I know all my friends and neighbours, so I know that they are healthy. Your friend is waiting for help, and you start this. The baby awoke. You see, what have you done? The man looked at her and bit the lips by his teeth. It took 15 to 20 minutes to make calm her child. The man said at the last time, would she go to her friend? Almond Flower disagreed. Well, he said and took her arm, if you won't to go to your friends, you'll go to your enemies. He took her shoulder by other hand, but it is logical that mother started to opposite. Her opposition didn't bother him to take her into the street, where were 3 other men. What do you want? She shouted, but they closed her mouth. Then she bit them, they shouted. One of them hit her. We'll teach you how to respect somebody who's stronger than you. They started to kick and hit and bite her. She was silent, although she lived and felt the pain. Suddenly one young boy shouted to them and pushed them. What is that? The first man asked. Who is he? The second man asked. Oh, look how is he brave. The third said, trying to catch him. Catch him! Catch him! He runs! They ran to him, following every his step. That young but brave boy ran into the temples. Through the streets where he shouted and asked about the help, the people waked and walked out the houses. He stopped at the Set's temple, where the statue of the god grandiosely stood. The men stopped and upped their swords, but the boy was calmed, even smiled by soft smile. Say good night to your life. Look around, he said. They turned their head back and there were minimal 100 or 120 people. They already turned on the knowledge, but it was too late to run away. 4 men were killed in this moment. That boy, maybe the readers recognized him, it was that student. It wasn't Egyptian, but Semitic. He soft jumped through them and ran to our almond flower. She already wasn't lying on the sand, but around her were 10 or 15 women and helped her. They whispered about her pain and said, damn to those villains. When Almond Flower saw the student, she ran to him and said, thanks. How are you? It is all right. Oh, thank you, my hero. I'm glad to hear it. The women could walk to their home, what they did successfully. You also can go home, my dear, but may you are hungry or thirsty. No, thank you, but I must do one more thing. What exactly? Come here. They walked to her home and stopped at the door. Here was no lock. It took all the night, even part of the morning, when he made her door safe. And what is it? It will protect you from these barbarous. He demonstrated how to use it, and Almond Flower was happy. Thank you. You're welcome. Aren't you definitely hungry? Well, I will try to ask my teachers to get me into the job, and may I eat something? Oh, I have a good bread and a few wine. It should... She would like to say, "It should be my breakfast," but she upped. "What did you say?" "Nothing, just that it should be difficult to study." "Oh no, if you good prepare it will be easy at the exam. You may love it." "Yes, I do. And you?" "I love my husband. He is so clever and handsome, tall and plays the harp good." "Oh, you wasn't at school?" "No, never. But my daughter will be there." He stopped eating and saw the baby which her mother took on the hands. "Oh, so small! And pretty!" "Yes, 3-4 years, and she didn't end because she got sick." "Excuse me," she said and ran away from house. The student stopped at the moment but already understood what happened. Almond Flower was pregnant. Almond Flower returned, but her face wasn't tired. It was afraid. Suddenly she sat down and cried. "Your husband will be angry?" the student asked carefully. "He would kill me because of these devils." The student looked at the mother sadly. Even the little kitty wasn't glad appearing somewhere at this moment. "I can help you," he said. "How?" she quickly asked, sharpening her ears. "I will leave here a note with a script. Your wife is pregnant because of—" He stopped, thinking what can he add. "Because of Barbarous?" Almond Flower continued to cry. "No, we'll lie, but this lie will transfer into the true." "Ha!" He paused, and suddenly said, "You must go to your parents, but I will say that you are pregnant because of Enki." "Who is this Enki?" "He is the god of wisdom in Sumer, I suppose, an analogy of our Thoth. My friend, how can a god of wisdom do such things?" "Well, you can offer another god, and I will call him in Sumerian analogy. I want to call the things by their true names. Dear mother, you cannot do it. Your husband can kill you. I know. It is dangerous. So, what to do? To say the name of a god. A name of a god. Yes. Please, call him. Let it be Set. It can be Ashur, the god of the desert, the god of destruction, and the goddess of war's husband." He wrote the letter and left it under the table. "Now you must go. To my parents? Actually, where? To my home. Into the Thoth's temple. Thank you." She took her daughter and ran, following the student's coordinations. It was already 9:30 a.m. when our student, let us know him as Adil, came to the school. The teachers stood in front of the clock. Their faces were calm. "Excuse me," Adil said, knocking and opening the door. "Can I come?" "Come in," the teacher patiently said. "Come in." In the other room we could hear children's voices, counting, reading, pronouncing while they wrote. The room chosen for the exam was small, 1 or 2 chairs, a table. Adil sat down, prepared himself. The teacher brought him a papyrus with the exercises. Algebra, geometry, drawing, materials science, history, mythology. Between materials science and history there was a little break. Adil cleaned his hands, drank some water. My God. The teacher is patient. I feel fluent, although it is too bad he hasn't a weight. Oh, why cannot a human be in 2 places at one time? When he thought so, Ehnatoth came into the room. His face was white. Why? Is he afraid? Is he tired? Or does he know? Does he know that I helped Almond Flower? It must be her husband, so he is angry. Well, if he is, I should not be afraid. I helped her. My conscience is clear. Ehnatoth walked to the teacher's table. "Ehnatoth, what's wrong?" "Somebody of our students is a murder." Adil flinched. "What are you saying, Ehnatoth?" The teacher said, afraid but smiling. "Our students are fair, everybody of them says true." "Says true? Ha, we'll see." On Podchodit Blizil's eyes were full of fire, but his lips were dry. "My boy, where were you at this night?" "I protected 1 woman from 4 men. It can't be. Ehnatoth, just look at his eyes." "He slept all the night." "No, it is true. I am a student and I always say the truth. And this woman was, to say, your wife." "My wife? Your wife? Oh, Almond Flower. On теряет равновесие, берется за голову." "Do you know who were these people?" "People? From whom you protected my wife?" "I don't know who they were. Soldiers, nobles, mercenaries, but it is not hard to say they were murderers." "And where is my wife?" "In the safety place." "Where exactly?" Adil couldn't say. "What? What do you say?" "I can understand nothing," the teacher murmured. "Where is my wife?" Ehnatoth, sir. You see that I cannot say where she is. Why? Because I promised to protect her.